Being productive is so important in 2023, but it's really not talked about. We have so much on our to-do list and so much going on that we need to be productive, but a lot of us just don't know how. Welcome back, y'all! Today's episode, we're going to talk about how to be productive, especially in this day and age, because it's so important that we get stuff done because our to-do list is so long. There's kids, there's jobs, probably multiple jobs, there are bills, there are so many different things, household things, car things, family things. There's so many different things that we have on our plate. School, perhaps, maybe you're starting a business or writing a book, like the list goes on. Your plate is nowhere near empty, and that is why being productive is so important. I hear from women all the time that they feel like they have so much to do and they feel like they're not getting anything done and they're just not sure where to go. And then they'll end up feeling overwhelmed and then end up watching Netflix or scrolling, and then nothing gets done. So in order to avoid that feeling that you get inside of you that there's too much going on and then being paralyzed into doing nothing, we are going to talk about different ways to be productive. So when we start to think about being productive, that's going to mean something different for each one of us. For some of you, you're a stay-at-home mom, you're a homeschool mama, you're doing all of that. So being productive for you is going to be centered around your kids, centered around your home. For other of you, you might not even have kids at all. And so being productive for you is going to be something with your job or your business, or maybe you're in school. And so being productive is going to look different for every single one of us. And that is what almost makes it more difficult to talk about being productive and really focus on being productive, because when we scroll through all of the timelines and everything, we see all of these people accomplishing these big things, and it seems like they are moving so far, so fast, but their life and everything on their plate is going to look a little bit different than yours. So just remember, don't have comparison when you're thinking about what productive means for you, because even a day of rest can be productive in the long run. So let's just start with that and get that all out there. The next thing that we're going to want to focus on when starting to make a game plan towards getting things done is figuring out what things do you need to do, and literally writing every single one of them down. This list could get pretty extensive, and just writing the list might feel super overwhelming. But for instance, for me, let's talk about the things I have going on, because you might have your own list, and some of the things might be the same and some of the things might be different, but I'm kind of going to walk you through my process and how I figured out what to do, when to do it, so that I can continue on my path, and I hope it helps you too. So for me, I took my plate and I divided it into different areas. For instance, we have kids, we have homeschool, we have home owner, maker, wife, that kind of thing. Then we have employee, then we have business owner, then we have the second business owner, and then we have school and internship. So those are all the things that are on my plate right now. And then now that I have those categories, then I can look at each of those categories and see what all it is that I do. So let's look at homemaker, home tasks, things like that. That's going to include cleaning, that's going to include cooking, that's going to include grocery shopping, that's going to include laundry, that's going to include other things that need to be done. Cleaning your car, but getting gas in your car, getting your car inspected or updated, all of the things that really focus in on like household maintenance, car maintenance, just keeping up with being an adult, really. All of those things are going to go there. And so once you have all of those written down on a piece of paper, don't try to remember all of this in your head, because you're going to lose sight of something or something else is going to pop up. So really use this time to journal, brainstorm, get it all out on a piece of paper for each category. So that was my home category. For school, I'm in my last semester right now, and so for that I have every other week discussions. I have 2 major assignments that are due by April 30th. I have 20 internship hours a week, and then that'll go into its own tasks, but like that is what I need to do for school. And so then that goes into like homeschool and kids, and that goes into being an employee, and then that can go into my business and my other business and different things like that. So what's really important is once you have your categories and then you have all of your tasks that you do, whether you do them daily, whether you do them weekly, whether you do them yearly, like the car registration here in Texas, that's yearly. Maybe for you, it's every 2 years or every 5 years, but just things that need to be done, mowing the lawn, different things like that. Just what needs to be done. And for instance, I listed a lot of household duties that I don't necessarily do. My husband takes care of those. So instantly I can just start crossing them off the list, which gives me a sense of satisfaction. Like, okay, I don't need to focus on mowing the lawn. I don't need to focus on cooking. I don't need to necessarily focus on going to the grocery store. Sometimes we trade off, so I'll leave that one, but you get my point. And then I want you to sit with this list. Look at the things that you do. So I do the laundry, I'm in control of my school, I'm in control of my businesses, those are all the things that I do, and really focus on what are the things that you do. What are the tasks that you have? What are the categories that you have? And kind of do some reflection. Are these categories going to last for a long period of time? I was going to say forever, but not forever, for a long period of time. Because your kids aren't going to be small forever, right? They're going to grow. You're not going to work at your job forever. Maybe you're growing a business, things like that. I'm not going to be in school forever. That's just until May 12th. So yay. But look at the things that are more long-term. And then start to focus on those, because different things like my school and my internship, that's going to shift off my plate super soon. So really narrowing back in on the tasks that are for the foreseeable future, that are kind of long-term. I know I'm going to have to do them for at least another year, maybe another 18, but focus on those. And then go down that list and see, what do you really need to do daily? Do you really need to do the dishes daily? Do you really need to do laundry daily? If you're the one who does mow the lawn, do you really need to do that daily? Do you need to go grocery shopping daily? For work, you probably have to clock in 9 to 5 daily, or at least 5 out of 7 days, so yeah, that's there. For your business, depending, you're probably gonna have to work that daily, so what are the things that you need to do daily, right? But then start to think, maybe you can do the laundry twice a week. Maybe you can do it once a week. Maybe you go to the grocery store once a week. Are you going to the grocery store every day right now? Because that can feel really overwhelming. So then you'll be able to figure out, how can I make it to where I'm only going to the grocery store once a week? Maybe that's just being more prepared with your meal planning, or making a list when you go to the grocery store and not forgetting it. These are all different things that you're really going to start to focus in on and see, am I doing this thing way too many times? Am I doing this thing enough? Would it be helpful if I did it more often? For instance, maybe you only do laundry once a week, but it takes up your entire Saturday or Sunday. Maybe you want to do small loads a little bit at a time. Maybe that would help you feel more productive because you're getting more stuff done. It's gonna look different for everyone. But to recap all of that, focus on the categories of the things that you need to do. First, what is on your plate? And second, what are the tasks in each of those categories? And third, how often do they really need to be done? Now that you're there, then you can start to figure out, what do you have to do and what can you have someone else do? For instance, our daughter is 7. It's time to start working on some chores. And so we decided that her chore is going to be dishes. So she's going to do the dishes daily because there's 5 of us. She's going to unload the dishwasher. She's going to reload the dishwasher. That is something that is taken off of my plate. That is something that is taken off of my husband's plate. And it's building responsibility in my daughter. So win, win, win. But that's not something that I, Candace, actually have to do. It's just something that has to get done. Same with mowing the lawn. I don't have to be the one to do it. Anyone capable of using a lawnmower can do it, and so that is something my husband does. I don't necessarily need to go to the grocery store. Someone who can drive a car and make a list and purchase money can do that, so that's what my husband does, and sometimes we'll shift because I like going to H-E-B, who doesn't? But really focusing in on, is it something that you need to do? For instance, laundry, yeah, that's something that I need to do because I'm pretty picky about how my stuff is dried. My daughter is even more picky about how her stuff is dried, so now it's almost separated into she's doing her own laundry, and now I'm doing everyone else's, because that is something that I have to do so my clothes don't get shrunk or ruined, and that's fine. There's going to be things on your task list that you have to be the one to do, and there's going to be other things that you don't. For instance, grocery shopping. I guess you wouldn't really need to be the one to do it. There is grocery delivery, there's grocery curbside. Those might be better options. If you are just absolutely so busy and so drained, do a curbside order and go pick it up, or have it delivered and you don't even have to worry about it anymore. That way you're able to focus more on homeschooling your kids maybe, cleaning your car out, doing your work, launching your business. There's so many different ways. And our next episode is going to talk about more ways to automate your life. But this is where it starts, is figuring out what you need to do and what you actually have to do. Now that you have all of that figured out, that was a lot of work. You did so good. I'm so proud of you. It's time to talk about multitasking. Multitasking is not actually possible. So multitasking was created, thought of, morphed into something that humans do, but humans can't actually multitask. How it started was a computer would be working on 2 tasks at the same time, and I'm using air quotes with that, because the computer wasn't actually focusing on 2 tasks at the same time. The computer was just working so fast between those 2 tasks that it appeared they were done at the same time, but the computer did task 1 first and then task 2 first. And so that term multitasking kind of got brought into the world. And then humans adapted it to where they're like, oh, I'm multitasking. But the truth is, you're actually just doing 2 things poorly. Like, think about it. If you work from home and you're working and you're paying attention to your kids, you can't be paying attention to your kids and paying attention to your work at the same time. You're just being distracted in 2 different ways, and you're really just doing 2 things poorly. I was totally guilty of this for so long. I was like, no, I can multitask. No, I can work my business and focus on my kids. No, I don't do this, but I can text and drive, right? No, you can't. You're either texting or you're driving, but you can't do both. Our brain only can focus on one thing at a time. And when we're doing that task shift from work to kid, or cleaning to kid, or whatever it is, business to cleaning, or work to cleaning, or whatever it is that you think that you're multitasking on, you're really just giving your brain so much fatigue, which will leave you exhausted by the end of the day. And at the end of the day, when you could continue to work on other tasks, you're done, because your brain energy was so tapped from switching from one task to another back and forth 100 times, when you really could have just focused on one task, knocked it out, focused on the next task, knocked it out. So I want you to move into this frame away from multitasking and away from time management, because you can't manage your time, you can't multitask, but what you can do is you can manage your tasks. So now that you have all of your tasks listed out, you've figured out how often they need to get done, and you've figured out what you actually need to do, then you can prioritize. So what task do you need to do in the morning? Perhaps feed your kids. I gotta do it, otherwise they're gonna die. That is a high priority task. So while I'm feeding my kids, I'm feeding my kids. I'm not working, I'm not responding to phone calls, I'm not working my business, I'm not doing school, I'm just there feeding my kids. Then once they're fed, task done. Then I'm able to move to my next task, which is gonna look different for everyone. Maybe that's moving into starting to homeschool. And for those of you who do homeschool, if you're homeschooling and you also run an online business and you're trying to do both, that's not working. And you know it's not too, because you can feel that pull from either side. So then it becomes, how do you create dedicated time for homeschooling and working on your online business, or homeschooling and household tasks? Because if you're doing homeschool and you hear the laundry song, everybody's washer has like a song or a beep or whatever, and then you get up and go do that, and then your kid's following you, hey, I need help with this, whatever, blah, 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 and you're like, oh, hold on 1 second. You could have just been sitting there and helped them and knocked that out so much quicker. And then when that is done, then you're like, okay, I'm gonna focus on household tasks. So it's time to move away from multitasking. It's time to move away from time management. It is time to focus on managing your tasks and focusing in on one task at a time. Focus on that task, complete that task, move on. And the last really helpful tip I have for you on how to be productive is to set boundaries. And what I mean by that is going to look different in every situation, because you can't necessarily tell your kids, okay, like, don't even come talk to me, I'm doing household things. But when you start to set those boundaries with your children, with your spouse, with your employer, hey, I'm actually working on this thing right now. So if there's something that you need, regardless of like a broken bone or bleeding, right? Let's not get crazy. But if there is something that you need, then I will get to it as soon as I'm done with what I'm working on. And teaching people to respect your time by respecting your time, that's gonna be super important. And it's gonna feel really hard at first. It's gonna feel almost impossible at first because people are so used to just walking up to you and getting everything that they need. Maybe that's just me, but I don't think I'm the only guilty one. People are already so used to you dropping what you're working on to go and attend to them that it's gonna feel weird and it's gonna feel foreign. Obviously, if you have a newborn or a toddler, right, make this fit your life. But for the adults or older children in your life, they're going to be able to adapt to this, probably reluctantly, but then they'll start to understand that your time needs to be respected and you're far more productive now. So they'll build more trust in you and you'll build more trust in yourself. So I hope all of those tips helped you with learning how to be more productive, and message me if you have any questions and you just don't understand how to make this all work, because I am here to help you through everything. Your life is like a puzzle and only you can figure it out with all of the tasks that you have to do and all of the things that are on your plate. And I guarantee you that it's possible to have everything that you need to get done timely and feel productive and so proud of yourself. It really just comes down to figuring out how to make it happen and stop multitasking, because that's not helping anything. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. I hope these tips helped you, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.